If you're looking for something challenging for your next 2-week Minecraft phase, then you've stumbled across the perfect video. We've got seeds that spawn you in epic caves, seeds that spawn you on skyblocks floating in the sky, and loads more fun survival challenges. Here are Minecraft's most challenging seeds. If you're down for a challenge of extreme difficulty, this seed was found with the hardest to complete end portal ever. The end portal room has been collided with an ocean monument, so you'll have to somehow dig the portal out with mining fatigue while battling guardians at the same time. I'm sure someone watching this is crazy enough to beat this seed. Just be thankful that you didn't run into this in your latest random seed speedrun attempt. If you're looking for a Minecraft seed like you've never played before, you have to give this one a go. Imagine starting a new Minecraft world, and you're floating high in the sky, surrounded by nothing but clouds and a single floating igloo as your home. It's a never-before-seen twist on the classic Skyblock survival challenge, a floating basement igloo. This seed is guaranteed to inspire you with some new ideas on how to survive. If you started this one in hardcore mode, I don't think there's any safe way to get down, but I'm also not sure if there's any way to actually survive either. I'd love to know how long you're able to survive in this one, so please let me know in the comments. I've seen some foxes spawning up here, so maybe you can get lucky with some other mobs too. Who's up for the ultimate survival challenge? This seed drops you stranded on a small pile of rocks right in the middle of the ocean. To make it worse, there's not even a glimpse of mainland in sight, only water as far as the eye can see. It's the ultimate test of your survival skills. If you were a stranded castaway here, how would you survive? If you want to turn the difficulty up a notch, hop into this seed which spawns you directly below a trial chamber this time instead of above it. If you take a look around the cave walls, you'll have no problem figuring out where the chamber is. If you ever wanted to try a caves-only survival challenge, this is the best seed to do it on the new update. Grab some loot from this submerged ruined portal and see if you can take on this trial chamber without ever making your way to the surface. If you're down for an extreme survival challenge, give this ruined portal island spawn a try. All you'll have to survive is whatever is in this loot chest. Challenge yourself to never touch any overworld biomes. Can you find a way to complete this portal and survive only in the Nether? Is it even possible? Give it a try and let us know in the comments. If you ever wanted to try Skyblock survival on a vanilla Minecraft world, this is the perfect seed to try. I think this is the only sky island I've ever directly spawned on, which means this seed is probably super rare. This jungle island is high above both the clouds and the terrain below. Not only is it a perfect Skyblock spawn, but you'll also be joined by loads of different animals too. I've seen parrots, pandas, ocelots, farm animals, and I've even seen armadillos spawning up here too. From Minecraft's most chill spawn to Minecraft's most dangerous spawn, this seed literally spawns you inside of a pillager outpost. It's not often you get to spawn inside of a structure in Minecraft, and this is definitely the last structure you'd want to spawn in. I gave this seed a go on hardcore mode, but I couldn't last more than 30 seconds. As soon as you spawn in, you'll immediately get shot out of the outpost, leaving you with just one singular heart. If you can somehow manage to dodge the arrows, you could make a break for it and swim to the nearby floating temple. Maybe there's something inside of here that could help you survive. You'll be low on hearts, low on hunger after trying to swim away, and you'll immediately have enemies hunting you down. Try this one out in hardcore mode. Let me know if you're able to survive longer than I did. I didn't think I would see a more difficult spawn than that, but if you try this seed, you will immediately be thrown into a fight with the Elder Guardian. This seed spawns you stranded in the middle of the ocean, right next to an ocean monument, and a ruined portal that has generated right on top of the monument, which I think is the reason why the Elder Guardian has been set free right from the start. And the only land you'll be able to escape to in either direction will be a mushroom island, and I've not yet decided if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'll let you decide. But first, if you're down for a tropical survival challenge, you should give this jungle spawn a try. This jungle biome forms a perfect circle that is entirely surrounded by badlands, and in this seed, the badlands is lava. How long do you think you could survive here at spawn without ever leaving the jungle? Maybe build a castle up in the mountains to look over all of your farmland in the sparse jungle below. I'm sure there's enough resources here to keep you going for a while. So if you want an even harder one biome only survival challenge, try spawning in this small patch of snow that is entirely surrounded by swamp. Right in the middle of the snowy circle, you can find a village But just to make the challenge a little more difficult, the village is abandoned. Test yourself to see if you can bring this village back to life without ever touching the swamp. If you could only survive in one biome, which biome would you choose and why? Let me know in the comments. Now that you've relaxed a little, it's time for a seed that will definitely get your heart rate up. This seed starts you inside of an ancient city, so it's pretty much game over right from the get-go. What's cool about this ancient city spawn is that there's a trial chamber down here too, and all you've got to do is break a few blocks to get access to it. If you're able to sneakily loot up from the city and take on this trial chamber without ever reaching the surface, then you're probably the best Minecraft player alive. One step in the wrong direction on this island either gets you wet or set on fire, as you literally spawn between flames and ocean. It's another uniquely challenging structure island spawn where a ruined portal has merged with a jungle temple. Not sure how this has generated this far out into the ocean, but it's pretty cool. Would love to know how you plan on surviving here. If you're down for a caves only survival challenge, Seed 9 would be a great one to try. You spawn right at the entrance of a dark, dripstone cave high up on the peaks of a snowy mountain. Refrain yourself from exploring the plains below and instead see if you can survive in these caves with whatever you find in your bonus chest. And if you are brave enough to take on that last seed, you might be crazy enough for this one too. Welcome to the Mushroom Trials. This seed spawns you in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by giant mushroom fields in all directions. All you've got is ocean and mushroom fields for thousands of blocks in every direction. Hiding in your spawn ocean surrounded by mycelium, you can find a few trial chambers and an ocean monument too. It's gonna be hard finding resources to take on these chambers, so you know the trials in this seed will be extra tricky. This seed is just one block away from being an insta-death spawn. You spawn right in the middle of a lava lake deep down in a cave, and it looks like there's even some foxes that have spawned down here with you, enjoying the warmth. This cave actually looks really cool when you get to the top, so it's worth escaping, but please be careful and don't end up like one of these glow squids. Up at the top, the cave has this amazing entrance on the edge of a frozen lake. It's so tempting to jump down into. Up next is an extremely rare spawn that is perfect for those looking for a challenge this winter. You spawn on an ice spikes island surrounded by frozen ocean and mushroom fields. With no mainland in sight, the only resources you'll have to start with come from a fully intact shipwreck close by. Use some of the wood to craft yourself a fishing rod and either set up camp in the ship or even high up on one of the spikes. Luckily, there is loads of buried treasure and even some dungeons below the island which could be your key to survival. If you want to be considered the greatest of all time in Minecraft, then you have to survive on this seed. It's a seed where you'll be forced to live the life of a mountain goat, thanks to this gigantic max height mountain range that takes up 4,000 chunks around spawn. Spawning high above the clouds, all you'll see is frozen mountain peaks as far as the eye can see. You could build an entire mountaintop city. The sheer size of these mountains result in some stunning views and valleys that will take your breath away. Who's down for a Don't Leave the Jungle challenge? This seed has a huge, dense mangrove swamp that contains a few small, sparse jungle islands. Pick one of the jungle patches and try to limit yourself to survive there without leaving. If you touch any part of the mangrove, it's game over. Maybe you could even craft some bamboo bridges to reach the other jungle islands safely. You might need a friend to help you survive on this next seed too, because once again, it spawns you deep down in a ginormous cave. It's one of the most spacious caves you'll ever spawn in, giving you the perfect spawn for an underground civilization. Luckily, you'll have some tools to help defend yourself early on, thanks to this giant ruin portal that'll be right by your feet when you start. And if you can somehow manage to light up this portal, you'll be able to find a piglin bastion on the edge of a mesmerizing warped forest super close to spawn. This seed has a mine shaft that leads you right into the end portal room. Unfortunately, one of the portal frames are missing, so this one's going to be pretty useless. You probably shouldn't try and speedrun this one. Seed 8 spawns you on a jungle temple. Not near a jungle temple, not right next to a jungle temple, literally on top of a jungle temple. I challenge someone to try and survive on this seed for as long as they can without leaving the temple. I'm not sure that's even possible, but I would love to watch someone try. If you do decide to leave and do some exploring, you may come across this stronghold outpost village opposite an eroded badlands. Seed 9 spawns you in a beautiful frozen windswept forest. Take a look around and you might just notice something a little out of place. One tree has somehow managed to grow on 3 floating dirt blocks, 114 blocks high in the sky. There's 68 blocks separating this tree from the forest below that it was probably supposed to spawn in. This tree gives you some absolutely incredible views. If you're down for a natural skyblock survival experience, this could be the seed for you. If you're the type of Minecraft player that enjoys a challenge, this is probably one of the craziest and most difficult caves you could ever spawn in. When you load into this seed, you'll start right next to a giant ruined portal. Open the treasure chest and grab yourself some projectile protection because you're gonna need it. Look up from the portal and you'll find yourself stuck deep down in a cave right underneath a terrifying floating pillager outpost. And not only does this ruined portal act as a gateway to the nether dimension, but it also acts as the entrance to a trial chamber. Head through the middle of the portal, break a few blocks, and the chamber is right there. This has got to be the best trial chamber entrance ever found. Slide that difficulty up to the max with the next seed that spawns you on a secluded outpost island. Surrounded by water, it's not going to be easy to escape the crossbow fire. Don't bother heading to the mainland for help because the closest village is abandoned and full of zombies. You'd be crazy to try this one. But if you want an even more difficult ocean challenge, try this seed that spawns you on top of an ocean monument stranded in the middle of the ocean. Your best shot at surviving is quickly swimming to the nearby mushroom field if you can manage to escape the guardians. Like this seed that spawns you deep in a lush cave all the way down at Y-9. If you've been finding overworld survival a bit too easy, this is the perfect seed to try if you're up for the challenge. I'm not sure what's the best way to go about surviving down here, but I'm sure one of you can figure it out. Your best bet might be looting a dungeon for resources. But if you're down for possibly the hardest challenge of the new update, you should definitely give this one a try. Or maybe just use it to prank your friends because it spawns you right in the center of an ancient city deep below the surface. If you can escape from the city and make it to the cherry grove on top, you're probably a far better Minecraft player than I am. Starting with the perfect seed for a snowy mountain survival challenge. You spawn high up on the frozen peaks where you and the mountain goats share a breathtaking view of the valley below. Carefully make your way down these steep slopes and attempt to survive on this snowy plain without ever leaving the mountains that surround it. It may be difficult, but the satisfying crunch of snow with every footstep makes everything worth it. There's a small cherry forest on the slopes, so you'll have plenty of resources to build with, and if you ever need shelter from the snow, there's loads of caves for you to chill in and wait out the blizzards. Let me know in the comments which seed was your favourite and what kinds of seeds you'd like us to find next. Thank you for watching, leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you click on the next video, you can find 25 more unbelievable Minecraft seeds that you need to check out.